Artificial intelligence, or AI, has impacted us in a very big way. For cleaning and restoration companies, this includes you, especially when considering the AI tools you can use in marketing. But what does it all mean for getting real jobs? That is the million-dollar question. And to answer it, we welcome Frankie Finn, the mastermind behind a successful marketing company called Get Flood Jobs. Frankie, welcome.
Jeff, it's a pleasure. Excited to be here and do this with you.
Great topic, right?
Yeah, I think so.
AI. Some people are afraid of it, but not us.
Well, it's like people were afraid of the internet 25 years ago, and now everybody buys everything off Amazon and doesn't bother going to a store. So it's like we're going
Yeah.
to go through that same kind of journey.
I was deathly afraid of the internet, but I guess here we are. AI might be the same. You're right. But
Yeah.
let's get into it. Let's start with what everyone wants to know. How do you get cleaning or restoration jobs online?
If you think about what Google really is, like I know a lot of SEOs and stuff love to make it sound more complicated than it is, but like they're basically just a big question and answer machine. It's like people go to Google and they put in a question and they're perpetually trying to give them the best answer. And I think AI has made this whole creating content game easier for anybody who understands it than it's ever been in human history. And as like a content creator, it's hard work, like for real. Like I don't think enough people understand like creating articles and videos and PowerPoint stuff. It's a whole industry of itself. And as we've talked about, kind of like privately, one of the best ways to just show off your work and show that you're an expertise is like if you go to, I don't know, say two different cleaning sites or two different restoration sites. It doesn't really matter. And one of them, it just has like basically like a glorified business card as a website. And another of those has 100 articles talking about cleaning and what happens to your content and the insurance process and everything you'd want to know about, like, that whole journey. Like it's obvious which one of those people are going to win that. And AI has made it so that the process of creating answers, like especially just like basic answers, is now a 10-second prompt. Like I can go to Chat GPT and say, please write me a 500-word article that's optimized for Atlanta for a cleaning company and talk about these 4 or 5 things, and then hit enter and goes and spits it out. And I can say, rewrite it in simpler language that a 5-year-old could understand. And then I can say, make it more complex, or I could say, talk more about single family homes because I'm interested in those kind of jobs. And so essentially it's a tool that allows you to put more answers in front of the question and answer machine that is known as Google.
How does that get us more jobs? Are we talking about content to get traffic? Is that the play?
Yeah, and more or less, because like if you think about it, like people start that whole process in the form of a keyword, and there are sometimes hundreds of variations. So I see like when a really good website is created, a lot of times they're essentially positioned for all the different ways people will search for them: bursted pipes, I got a leak, there's a stain in my carpet, on and on. I've got a mold problem, and all of those things. And all of those are keywords. And if you want to be found, like you need a piece of content that is optimized for those things. And it used to be, to do that, you'd have to hire a writer and go through 10 or 15 of them and then try and put it up. And then you'd have to like build links to it. And like it is a very kind of arduous, kind of tedious process. And now it's a 10-second thing. And so I think the people who are like the early adapters of this are going to have like a 2 to 3 year head start, where essentially you can rank for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of keywords, where your competitors basically still have just that glorified business website that says we do blank, blank, and blank, and we exist. And to me, like, there's lots of variations of how you can use this. Like AI can generate video scripts. So if you want to do your stuff with video, it's got a ton for that. If you want to do blog posts, it's got that. If you want to publish updates on your Google Places or Google My Business or Google Maps, whatever you want to call it, like it can do that. You can even, we've actually just had it recently, respond to reviews. So I'll copy and paste a review and say, can you write a thoughtful response to this? The person's like, oh, they took me into account. But really, Chat GPT has more empathy than the average human would realize. So even just like that process of trying to manually think about what to say and blah, blah, blah. And also we can think about like keyword optimizing. So it's a tool to essentially like drive more traffic by simply just being more places. Like, it's a person who has one single page has one way to be found. A person who has 100 articles has 100 ways to be found. And even if each of those things is just like a little drip, together they can be like, like a whole faucet where you have like, a trickle coming in from 100 different places, but collectively it adds up to so much more.
We have 30 seconds for our 5-minute talk here. Tell me, what's the future look like? Are we there already, or is there more to come for AI?
I think we're going to get into a weird period. There's things called deep fakes where you can, like I've seen videos made as Arnold Schwarzenegger and you can't tell it's not really Arnold other than, like it's never one of his movies. PowerPoint slides, video. Like I think, especially in terms of the content creation game, people who adapt AI are going to be light years ahead. How that will play out, I don't necessarily know. I just know the early adopters are going to have a huge advantage in the same way that people who built a website 10 years before everybody else, had a huge advantage when it came to online marketing.
All right. Well, I can't keep up. I'm going to trust you to let us know when the next big news about AI comes out. Deal?
Yeah, and that makes two of us because I don't feel like I've got it all figured out or either.
Great. Everyone just watched this whole thing. Now they're wondering.
Exactly.
Thank you, Frankie.
Appreciate you, Jeff.